Welcome back to another part of What If Avatar Aang had a twin brother. To recap, in the last part of this What If, Aang and Lion have met another airbender named Malu as they begin to train to get ready to go to the Fire Nation. Now, in the last part, for the past 5 years, they have trained to master the Avatar state. Only somewhat, but not too much progress. Because Aang has the right amount of people, but he doesn't have the specific trainer for mastering the Avatar state yet. So that's that. And since in the main series, Avatar Aang has to master all chakras, he has only unlocked 4 out of the 7 chakras due to spiritual training with Maul and Lion. As we get back into this what if, it starts in the spring of 5 AG. Throughout these years, it has felt so short, as they feel so safe compared to the outside world. But Lion, Maul, and Aang know that if they want the world to go back into balance, they must defeat the Fire Lord. As the day eventually arrived, with Aang warming food near the campfire to share with Maul and Lion, Lion discusses the plan of fighting the Fire Lord. As Lion then says, "I think it is time that we move out of our comfort zones." "I know," says Malu, "but after all these years, are we truly ready? Even though this spiritual journey through the safety of this cave has prevented us from really going outside, except for seeing if Appa is okay, we don't know." And then Aang says, "We had many years to think of a plan to defeat the Fire Lord. It is time we put that into action, and I think I'm ready. Alright, let's use the remaining of this day to prepare for the next day as we plan to go to the Fire Nation." Alright, so we want to go back to the Earth Kingdom and travel to the Fire Nation, to the capital, where we find the Fire Lord and take him out, says Malu. "Yes, but it goes against airbender philosophy to kill," says Aang. And then Malu says, "Are you serious, Aang? We have talked about this many times. We have to end the Fire Lord if we want to restore the world to balance. We shall go together on a journey, says Malu. As night falls and the morning rises, once again they use Appa to plot the trip to the Earth Kingdom. As they take the trip using Appa, they have just now landed in Senlin Village. And this is Senlin Village, not the one that is with the forest burned down, but a very green forest, as this is before they burned down the forest. So, as Team Avatar explores the area, they come across a villager who asks if they are travelers, and Lion says, "Yes, we are travelers. We hope to travel the world, and we have traveled to the Water Tribes and to the Earth Kingdom and the Fire Nation." Aang motions to Lion. What does he think he's doing? But Lion gives him the thumbs up, says that he knows what he's doing. "Anyway," says Lion, "is anyone in your village an earthbender? I would like to train with them." "Well, you're in luck," the villager says. "We have one earthbender. Not many people stay around this village, as earthbenders, when they grow up, they always go to Ba Sing Se." As the village leader then takes them kindly as they greet everyone as they enter the village. The village leader then says, "Travelers, you deserve a special place to stay." As the village leader then says, "Here are your tents to stay in. In the meantime, while you plot for your next travel. As for the earthbender, someone will have to set up the tent, and someone will have to go find the earthbender." As Malu then says, she will set up the tent, while Aang and Lion could go. As Lion and Aang go to greet the earthbender, he says, "So these are travelers that wanted to battle me," says the young man. As Lion volunteers to go first, Lion does a quick punch of air as he changes the direction of it, as the earthbender does not see it and gets knocked. As the earthbender says, "How did you knock me down so fast?" Lion says, "It was just regular bending, nothing too special." "That's interesting," says the earthbender, as he prepares to go for a sneak attack. As Line, he dodges and airbends with his back, knocking the earthbender down again. Line then says, "If you're going to hit me, at least do it more quietly, as I sensed it a mile away." The earthbender is impressed, as he then asks, "Can I join you on your journey, travelers? You two seem to have lots of combat experience." "Yes, that is right," says Aang. "We could use a few more allies." Little did they know that far away a villager observes them from afar and plans to alert the Fire Nation that there is a potential air nomad here. Once again, since the war is still going on, there may be some people from other nations that support the Fire Nation on their conquest for power. As the group returns to Malu, who finished setting up camp, they introduce the airbender to Golan. As Malu says, "Well, I guess we could consider training you to get more skilled at earthbending." As the day goes on, they train Golan as he learns a important lesson about defensive and waiting for the right opportunity to strike. As night falls and everyone goes back to the tent, morning rises and the day continues. Team Avatar spent the night in the village, and now it is time to leave. As the group leaves, Golan says he wants to travel wherever they are headed to get some training experience. Lion reluctantly says, "You can go," knowing very well that they are almost ready to take on the Fire Lord. Once the group leaves, they start heading course for the Fire Nation. Golan wishes his village a farewell as he begins his travels. Golan asks if they're headed to Ba Sing Se, and they say no, to the Fire Nation. As soon as Golan hears this, he faints, only waking up 2 minutes later to see if they are truly serious about going to enemy territory, and for what reason. To get ourselves hurt? If I knew you were going to the Fire Nation, I would have stayed back. Malu then says, "Relax, it's only training experience, and gaining confidence is part of the journey." As Golan tries to prepare their mind for the journey, Malu then says to Aang, "You will only slow us down. Maybe we should have not brought this person along." Aang responds, "We needed more allies. The more we can get, the better we could use to take down the Fire Lord." "Okay," Aang says Malu. The group then spends a day or two reaching the Fire Nation, where they settle across an island. It is a small island, and Aang says, "I think this is the place to start for looking for a firebender teacher first. If we don't find a firebender teacher, we three shall take him on, and we have planned this for more than 5 years of training. We should have a good idea on the weakness of firebending." As the group begins to head further into the experience, they decide to take a break. Meanwhile, near the Fire Nation Island, a ship has spotted the air bison. "I think we have a location on the Avatar. So let Fire Lord Sozin know that we have a location on the Avatar, as this will be good," says one of the Fire Nation generals. As this information quickly spreads, it takes around a day, 12 hours to a day. In the meantime, Team Avatar makes a makeshift tent to try and stay hidden. This information reaches Sozin quickly, as he says to himself, "Finally, I will end the Avatar once and for all. Men, please gather your boats, as we are headed straight to that island."